It's lions, it's tigers, and bears. I'm not joking. And there's actually, believe it or not, there's a guy who actually burned his lawn because he didn't want to mow it. That and much, much more on this morning's very special. By the way, I'm excited to be back because I've been gone for 2 weeks. So I'm very excited to be back on the Morning Laugh. Previously on the Morning Laugh.
All right, guys. Thank you. Man, this is a good episode. I like this one. This is a good one.
Yeah, Brian, you don't need to come back. Good morning, everybody. Well, we have a fun show headed your way right now. So I'm going to bring in Josh Novey first.
Hey, everybody.
You having a good morning?
I'm having a great morning.
And let's not forget Chris Wineland.
Hey, I've never been in a previously episode before. That's so cool.
Apparently we got caught.
Yeah.
Teasing Brian.
On a very
we can leave him out or we can invite him in. Either way, it's up to you guys. You want to take a vote?
Does that have to be unanimous?
All right, Brian, come on in and join us. Hey, man. you look pretty hurt.
Hey, Brian. I didn't expect you to be there. Oh,
I was literally on the bus when I was watching you guys, and then I heard it. That's pretty much the only part I heard. I was like, I guess there's no reason to go to the airport at this point. So,
well, we're glad you're out of the bathroom.
Well, it's a long trip, so I'm glad to be back, Mike.
How was Florida?
Florida was fantastic. I highly recommend us not getting rid of it, but we should keep Florida for a long time. I was
watching the news, and I'm pretty sure everybody in Florida is dying of COVID because they weren't strict enough. Is that not the case?
Here's what I found: if you're on a roller coaster, they can't catch you. The COVID can't catch you. So, yeah. No, we had a good time. We're back. No more celebration is what I'm saying. With graduations, birthdays, everything's done.
You've had a busy time, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now we're just getting ready for my birthday and my 30th anniversary with my wife. Nothing big coming up.
And Josh, you have your kids home for the summer now.
I do. Oh man, here's my problem is that so this is my second summer being a dad type substance, and last summer obviously we couldn't do anything because everything was shut down. So this is my first summer trying to think of things to do with children, and I don't know. I have no idea. I
say a well-placed sprinkler in the yard, and or
the problem is it evaporates before it hits them, though, because we live in Phoenix, so it goes like that.
You have to turn down the misting part of it. Although then the water droplets are about 1,000 degrees when they hit them, but still.
Yeah.
Tell the kids, you got to move closer, kids. Move closer. Get your face right up there on the hose.
That's what I did. I took a hose outside and I turned it on, and it was just steam. And then they're like, why am I at the spa? You're like, oh, what's going on here, kids?
Well, Josh, I will say, and I'm also kind of new to parenting, but what I'm learning is like if you just throw out just put Tupperware in the room, granted, Johnny's like 18 months old, but I think it'll work for any age. You just put Tupperware out there and you just let them hit it for hours. You'll be good.
Brian and our kids are much older, and mine are all moved out and married, and they still do. The Tupperware still occupies them pretty well.
I'll tell you what, it's because like the Tupperware, you go, here you go, and you give them a little wooden spoon, and they go crazy town, right? So I just got back from Florida and Harry Potter World, and my kids have to have a wand that's $30. It's a stick for $30 each.
This is my favorite thing about Harry Potter Land in the whole wand is that you go to the wand shop, and the wand chooses you, which is weird because when I went, it was like a $300 wand, and they're like, this wand really wants you. And I was like, that's no. Could you imagine?
It comes in a nice velour case.
Could you imagine like any other business model like that? You're like, listen, I know you came in for a Hyundai, but the Porsche really chose you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I would totally. That's good sales tactic right there.
It's a great sales tactic.
The
So
car
we'd all
lot
be-
that chooses you. All right.
Chris,
We'd
when
all be
you,
driving Porsches at that point.
when you're out shopping for things, would you allow the product to choose you?
For sure.
For what about Christmas gifts? Like, you're
Yeah.
buying something for somebody else and it chooses you. How does
Well,
that work?
okay. You mentioned Christmas. This is my problem. I'm obsessed with Christmas. Always have been, as far as I can remember. And this week, I'm watching Johnny for the week. My wife is over in the Dominican all week. She just came back today. And I'll just be honest. I started watching Elf, and I'm like, I'm back into Christmas now. I tried. I went, what is that, 5 months without any Christmas? From December until June. I went that far. I can't even make it to Christmas in July. That's how close I could have waited for a time to let Christmas out, and I couldn't even wait. The Christmas spirit is back in.
You're making me very nostalgic right now. The closer we get to July and Christmas in July, all I can think of is getting a tree and some eggnog and watching Die Hard, and doing it up right.
Just getting that nice hot eggnog to drink and mix.
Yeah.
Just really
120
right
degrees.
above room temperature. It just kind of sits with you all day.
Yeah. You just go outside, around 4 or 5 p.m. middle, just stand on the sidewalk without shoes on and just drink your eggnog.
I know. I don't know. I loved it. Is anybody else into Christmas, or do you guys have scarring memories of it?
Christmas time. Here's my deal. December is very stressful for me because we have 2 of our kids have birthdays in December. My wife has her birthday in December. Our anniversary is in December. The birth of our Savior and Lord, we celebrate in December.
Wait, who's that? Who?
We both said it.
And so it's a lot of gift buying and managing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always my stressful month. But I do love Christmas time. I do. It's great.
Why not?
Your December.
Go ahead.
Your December is my June. I have all those activities going on too. Sorry, continue.
A couple of years ago, I was doing comedy for cruise ships and things, and they had offered me a booking for not all of December, but like halfway through December through halfway into January, so all the holidays. And so I accepted it, and I called my wife thinking she's going to be so excited because I told her, guess what we're doing? We're going to be in the Bahamas and the Caribbean all through December for the holidays. Isn't that awesome? She was not excited about it at all. And I thought this will be great because it's always hard to coordinate with other families and stuff, through our kids and their in-laws and so forth. So that this time we'll just celebrate Christmas beforehand, like in the middle of December. Then we're going to take off for a month and visit all these exotic places. It'll be so fun. Yeah, I got in huge trouble from everybody, but we did.
Did you have to cancel, or are you still?
No. I kept them, and we did it.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, lessons learned.
Man, I want to do a cruise. Mike and I have already talked about it. Thankfully, she performs. So it's like her and I are just going to do a duo, and I would do half a year of cruises if they would let me.
Yeah,
do everything.
Right now it's going to be tough because they've got a lot of rules around it, and I think they're wanting entertainers to commit to like a couple months at a time. So that's a long time away. But yeah,
I love Petri dish cruises. Is one of the better ones.
What?
Petri dish cruises?
they're
well
prepared.
Yeah.
Don't go to the lower levels.
Of course.
Try to stay up top as much as possible.
Well, we got some interesting news this week. The one this was pretty viral. I saw it in several places, and it is. Did you see this? A woman beats a bear away that is kind of interacting with her dog. A wild bear.
It's actually a teen. It's a 17-year-old.
Oh, it's a 7. Okay.
Wait, what?
It's a 17-year-old girl. I know. It looked like an older woman.
Yeah, I thought it was just an older woman. So I'm going to show you guys the video. If you're listening on a podcast right now, you're just going to have to take my word for it, and because the video doesn't describe it well, but Watch this
Coming up
video,
next,
you guys.
Mike assaults everyone he's ever seen.
Here we go. There's a bear on the wall. And, a baby bear. I didn't see that.
2 cubs.
The dogs are bark. Now watch this girl. Can you believe that?
She pushed a bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She pushed the bear. Goes up and knocks it down.
She's in a dress.
Yeah.
She runs out
fantastic.
and pushes the bear.
I don't know. Listen, okay, here's the thing. That video is mislabeled. It should be called Idiot Dog Attacks Bear.
Yeah.
Gets what's coming to it. Like that, the
So-
bear was just hanging on the wall and the dog came up and started barking. That's not the bear's fault.
No.
That
I agree. But it's also the dogs, what they do is they protect their area and
Yeah.
trying to scare it away or whatever.
that bigger dog did get, like, on the third swipe, it got hit. You hear it yell,
yeah.
it goes away.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this: what if you're on the other side of that fence, that neighbor, and you're just sitting there, and there's like, oh, there's bears on the thing, and then it gets pushed over
It's
to
in
your
your
yard. You're like,
There's actually somebody on the other side trying to push it into her yard at the same time.
Yeah. We were just playing Pass the Bear. Back and forth. I feel like that lady definitely needs to put this in her resume. Like, oh, I push bears. I'll push him.
So, apparently, where she lives, there are bears that come out, and she said, "Oh, it's very common to go out there and chase them off." I don't know about pushing them so much, but So like in my neighborhood right now, there's been a bobcat sighting, and I won't walk where the bobcat sightings have been because I don't know how to react to a bobcat. I don't think you can reason with them.
Well, first of all, you have to get the bobcat on a fence, and then you have to push it off the fence.
If I could get in that scenario,
getting a bobcat to be indecisive enough so that he's considered to be on a fence is the trick.
Yeah.
You have to give him 2 good options, and once he's kind of on the fence, then you can get him.
But I think the worst part is it's the only cat you know the first name of, where you're like, "Hey, Bob, we're cool, right? Bob, Brian."
And then he goes, "It's Mr. Bob to you." And then it's just a cold conversation at that point.
I just thought that video was good. I watched it several times thinking, and I thought that was an older woman. I didn't realize it was a young girl.
I thought it was an older woman too, but yeah, I did a little bit of looking into it, and it's
It looks like a young girl.
Well, here's a fun thing about nowadays is that the new style for young girls is to wear those old lady dresses and to have gray in their hair.
Old is new again.
They color their hair gray and wear old lady dresses. And that's a brand new thing that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Are you
what Mike and I have going for us? The older we get, we're just like, man, we're so cool. Look at us with our gray hair and stuff.
I am disappointed that dad body look didn't take off like I was hoping.
It's gonna come back, Mike. It's gonna come back.
All right.
I'm planning on sporting it pretty soon. So,
speaking of wild animals in neighborhoods, so you guys remember a couple weeks ago we talked about a tiger that was spotted in Houston.
Yeah.
And okay, first of all, this story was so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
They see this tiger, it disappears. They determine it belongs to somebody. That somebody says, "No, it's not my tiger. I don't have a tiger." They can't find it. And there is just this weird whole bizarre story. So now the follow-up is they find the tiger, and the owner, somebody named Victor, claims to know nothing about the tiger still. Furthermore, they say police do not know how it was handed over to the police. They don't know how they got what.
You know the old. You remember that old song? That old song, Mike. Remember? Oh, not my tiger, not my tiger, not my tiger. No, okay, whatever.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I think I went like a week without hearing a reference that I've never heard before. So that's a record on the show.
Well, hang on.
It's just funny if you read that story. If you go through read that story, especially if you go back and read the early accounts all the way, it's like there's so many questions. Like what? Oh, and now the tiger the owner's name. They still call the owner Victor in this thing, but the owner, I don't know why they keep calling it the owner when they say it's not theirs, but the owner goes by the name of Gia. Or so, the whole thing is like bizarre land.
Well,
So
here's the thing. If you remember, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. The guy, Victor, whoever, he had a warrant out for his arrest for something completely different.
Oh, it was murder or something like that, right?
Yeah, something random. So of course he's not going to admit to a tiger. I mean, you're already kind of on the fence, and you're just trying to stay away from the cops. So if you say
if you're on the fence, you're a bear. Won't you listen?
That's true. That's true.
Follow along, Chris.
I'm just saying. I think I figured it out. We all know it's Victor's. Victor doesn't know what to do with his life. He's got a tiger. He wants the tiger, so he just brings the tiger to the police station, like one would drop off a baby in the 1950s and leave. Mm-hmm. And so the tiger was already in this like blanket, and had a bottle and all gaga goo goo. And the police is like, now what do we do? Now, if I were the police, I would make that tiger part of the police force, because nobody would ever break the law at that point. You'd be like, hey, what's that in the back of your car? Is that a police dog? Nope, that's our tiger. That's our tiger. Wonton back there. So
Jimmy, come out. Jimmy, come out. All right, get the tiger. I'm coming.
Get the tiger. I'm out.
Coming.
I mean, well, here's but in good news though. So I mean, the tiger apparently was still a baby. It was 9 months old. Luckily. So, but now the little tiger is headed to a ranch, apparently somewhere in Oklahoma, with a guy with a mullet. And I don't understand why they're doing that. That's weird. Anyways, all right, that was dumb. Sorry about that one. My bad.
I love the fact of not admitting that the tiger's yours, because it's like saying, all right, let's back up. Who owns a tiger? I do. And what is your name? I am Victor. Okay, Victor, this is your tiger. This is not my tiger. No. My tiger go this way, this way. This tiger go this way, this way. It's the same. I don't have a tiger. It's the same as Vanilla Ice saying he didn't sample. It's ding 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 ding, not ding 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 ding. See that? It's different.
Yeah,
it's completely different tiger.
Oh, wait a second, Josh. You said
long-lasting.
What's that? Oh, you said that they're taking the tiger to the ranch.
They're taking
an animal to the farm.
Yeah. I think.
My gosh.
I think. But yeah.
Victor needs to get him.
Victor, this is true. Okay, so I was making sure I had it right. Victor, absolutely is. He's an accused murderer. Yeah. And they revoked his bond. And so then they're like, he's like, I don't know how the tiger got in there. And he's got
my first question for Victor was, do you have any mutual friends on Facebook like Carol Baskin?
Victor, if you're watching this, probably in prison or something, your tiger is not going to a farm. They have put your tiger down.
Hey, it's not my tiger. First of all, I've said this.
Oh yeah.
Number two, Carol Baskin. I know Carol Baskin very well, but not the Carol Baskin you are referencing. It's completely different.
Different Carol Baskin that deals with tigers.
Hey, if you're just tuning in,
I know the Carol Baskin from Baskin and Robin. She's very different. This
completely different.
Cold woman. So I just think that's amazing that there's a guy who was Scarface. Scarface was like, here's a tiger, it's not mine, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, sure.
Thanks for dropping off this tiger.
I'm Victor. I own lots of tigers. I can't keep track of all of them. Hey, you want the raccoon? I got the raccoon.
I was gonna feed it to a tiger.
You're missing one arm.
Thank you, Victor, for coming onto the show this morning. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
It's
Victor.
always good to be back with you guys.
Oh man.
Victor, do you happen to have any other animals you could show us?
I do. Here's a question though. Let's say for instance, someone came to you today and said, "Listen, I have a baby tiger. I need to take care of it for 2 months. Would you do it?"
Yeah. For 2 months, a baby tiger, I would. Yeah.
You're saying this like it's never happened to any of us. I mean, come on.
All I'm saying is I've got a surprise for y'all. Right? If you open up your drawers,
look under your chairs right now.
It's over. You get a tiger.
Everybody gets a tiger. Well, okay, this just totally gave me a great sketch idea or maybe a show idea. You take Victor and he becomes, you know how on late night shows they have these animal people? So Victor becomes the person bringing animals, but he doesn't own any of them. So he's like, now I'll show you a humpback
Python.
whale that I do not own. It's like, how did you bring a humpback whale here?
Have you ever seen the possum? It's a possum I found.
Yeah.
I found it.
Is
You
it a
sure?
French?
That looks like a gopher. No, it's possum.
I
It's
just love the
possum.
idea. There's an animal man coming on a late night talk show, and you go for humpback whale.
I couldn't think of anybody.
What do you mean, dude?
I'm trying to think of illegal animals. What are illegal animals?
I want to say this. I don't think it's illegal to own a humpback whale. I think it's impossible.
Oh, okay.
It just
Josh, I
unwieldy.
think you're right on that. I'm going to support that statement. I think that's true.
Well, I want a humpback whale then. I believe anything is possible with God.
I will say this: nobody owns a shark, and nobody owns a shark.
There's couple people that have the title to a shark, but the shark is like, you don't own me.
Sure.
You don't own me.
Like I would think dolphins, you don't own them. You're just friends with those. They're cool.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching the show, comment some illegal animals that Victor could possibly bring onto our show in the future.
Yeah, we'd love to see those.
And
Have
also,
you-
if you
has-
could
has
Google
anyone
and see if we
ever-
could get a whale.
As I for a long time, and I think I still would if I had the opportunity. I thought about getting a possum. I think possums are really cool, and apparently they're really smart and very affectionate creatures. So I thought about having a possum. Have you ever thought about having a wild animal like a raccoon or a didgeridoo?
We used to have raccoons outside our house when we lived up in the Pacific Northwest, and they were very cute and cuddly. They'd come up to our porch, and we'd give them little things to eat, and they use their little hands, and it's very fun to watch. But I've also had them get into our garage to go after the trash, and if I go out there and they're cornered now in the garage, they are mean animals.
Yeah.
So I don't think raccoons are
worst
like
part is-
monkeys. They can hold things and throw them.
The worst part about a raccoon is like you ever see it with their little hands and they're doing card tricks, and while they're doing card tricks, the other one's taking your wallet.
You ever notice though they don't do the real close-up magic because
They don't.
Yeah,
But they
gives
use
it
the
away.
little small cards. That's why.
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
like, can't see that.
Hey, I don't know. Penn and
back.
Teller. There was a raccoon on the Penn and Teller show where they
There-
were like, "Fool me," and they couldn't figure out what the raccoon did.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure that was
It's
that
because
was
he's
an
wearing a
episode.
mask.
Yeah.
I will say there was a guy in Florida in the news. It was just a few years ago that there was a raccoon that attacked his parrot. This was on the news. The raccoon attacked his parrot, and they said, "What happened to the raccoon?" I don't know. It disappeared. But my thought was like, "Oh, because it had a mask on." You're like, I cannot identify him. It was Victor. It was Victor.
It was fixed.
It was big.
Who is this raccoon?
Yeah.
What
Hey,
can
what
I
happened,
do?
what happened to the raccoon? I don't know what happened to the raccoon. I put the cops have it. I don't know how they get it.
They-
Mine.
They do a raccoon lineup, and all of them wear masks. I don't know. They look the
I
same.
can't tell. Make it take those off. Brian, when your kids were young, what were their favorite animals? Like for example, my granddaughter right now is really into pandas.
Mm-hmm.
So was it because I remember like one of my kids was into sharks at one point, and then dinosaurs, of course. But
Yeah, I can't say they really into animals that much. I know they love Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb.
They just,
Oh, yeah.
I thought you just like name your pet. You're like, well, they love the platypus we got them for Christmas. Other than that, I don't think that they really loved animals.
I've seen wild platypus or platypi. I don't know what they're called. But I've seen them in the wild in Tasmania.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So,
everybody loves a good Tasmanian devil.
I think it's illegal to own a Tasmanian devil, and a panda, and possibly a kangaroo. I don't know. This is all
Actually,
coming off of my head.
This is one thing I do know is
I don't know
that it is you're not able to own a panda. Only China, the country itself, owns all pandas in the world.
That's
What do you mean
they
they just
claim, yeah.
own pandas?
Yeah, so if you all pandas are owned by China, so they're on loan to zoos and
Yeah,
if-
they're registered and they're all.
yeah, and if one of them
What?
has a panda baby, then that panda automatically
That's true.
belongs to China, the country.
China, China makes claim on all living pandas. That's true.
What? Well, then what does our country get? What animal do we get to own forever?
We don't, but we get
Something.
Panda Express.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't have everything.
Kangaroos, to address that, are rodents. They're very large rodents. They also are commonly eaten in Australia and I suppose other places. When I was in the Navy and we'd come in Australia, we'd buy kangaroo meat as our stores for the ship because it was cheaper than beef. And I hated it. It was awful. We'd had kangaroo burgers, kangaroo stew, kangaroo everything. It was disgusting. So what's Johnny into for animals? What is he like?
He loves dinosaurs. So they're not real. They're not alive. But this
we
kid,
believe in creationism.
yeah. I mean, they were dragons at one time, and they're written down on caves walls. But he loves dinosaurs. Absolutely loves them. And it's funny because like he knows the sound a dinosaur makes. He'll go roar, and it's like that's good. But eventually he's gonna get older, and it's like you need to learn like actual animal sounds. You can't just say roar for everything, because
And
that
a
looks
horse
pretty well.
goes rawr, and a pig goes rawr.
exactly.
Buy one of those plastic circle things. You pull the string and it points to the animal.
Yeah. If there is a dinosaur still alive, I believe Victor owns it secretly.
What, these right here? Yeah, dinosaur.
You know what? Let's find out where Victor is, and we will all go and find his dinosaur.
Well, don't they
We'll go on
say
a
that?
quest, and we'll take your son, Chris. It'll be Johnny's quest.
Don't they say that chickens are the closest relatives, living relatives of T-Rexes?
Or birds.
Chickens?
Yeah,
Birds in general.
chickens itself, the actual chicken.
Chicken, chicken, sure.
Chicken is
T-Rex.
the closest living relative of T-Rexes.
I like
No,
how you had
that's
to clarify
impossible.
Yeah.
the actual chicken. So not just a picture of a chicken. That's not the relative.
You guys ever been on a farm?
Right.
You ever been on a farm though?
Chicken.
You ever been on a
Yeah.
farm though and seen a chicken? It's just you one-on-one with a chicken, and it looks at you and it goes, "Bark!" And you're like, oh my goodness,
Well,
the chicken
I
that
feel like-
really attacked me.
you look like Newman, so I'm always like,
I was wondering why
there's
every time a chicken got angry, a big banner would fall from its hanging place.
You said you look like Newman.
Yeah.
With that shirt right now, Josh, you do.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You didn't say the magic word.
I have to tell you, this is off subject, on subject. But when I was in Florida, the Velocicoaster was opening for Jurassic Park ride, and it opens June 10th. But they were previewing it, so they're like, you can go on it if you want. And so I'm in line, and I realized, well, wait a minute, this is just like the first movie. Here's a park; it's not open yet, but go ahead and try it. Nobody died, right? So I'm thinking of this more and more. We get in there. I'm not kidding you. Most roller coaster rides, they have the pull down thing and it, right, and then belt buckle, and you're really safe. This has a thing that goes across, which is no big deal. I've seen that before, right?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. It's up, over, twisting, coming down. It's a fantastic roller coaster. Probably the best I've ever been on. Scared the crap out of me because I felt like I was coming out. Like 0 G's, I thought I was coming out twice. And I got off and I said, I'm never going on that again. But
Here's my roller coaster story. This happened a couple of years ago. I've before this, I'd never been to an amusement park, never been on a roller coaster. I was at Universal Studios in Hollywood, and I got on a roller coaster. The same thing is that they have the thing that clicks down, but next to me, they put like a 10-year-old kid next to me, so it only clicks down to me. So this kid,
Right.
we're on a roller coaster, and I was like, this kid's going to die. And I was like. And it was like me and his dad were had our arms across him so he didn't fall out. And then after that I was like, I can't go on roller coasters because I'll kill a child. I will murder a child with my fat.
So Josh, on that same, just to kind of, and then I'll wrap up my whole Florida trip. Apparently, we went on the Incredible Hulk ride. Okay. And it's 4 across. And so my family, we load in, my daughter gets in hers, and she notices on the ground, ABCD, right, for getting in line. The B is different. The B has a circle around it, like an orange circle or whatever. And she's like, oh, that's weird. She gets in, she sits down, all of us, click, 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 buckle. My daughter gets in, click, 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 click. There's a lot of room here. I can't click it anymore. There's like this much room. And then there's 2 belt buckles. And as the guy goes back, checking everyone, he looks at my daughter and goes, "Oh, you're in the big boy seat. Have fun." My daughter's like trying to pull this thing down. Anyways, she said like the whole ride, she was like bing, 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 like all over in the seat. Her ears were like red from like hitting the top.
Yeah, hitting everything.
So,
That's crazy.
Wow.
Don't.
Do you guys do like an amusement park every time one of your kids graduates? Is that
Well,
like
that's
a
the first
tradition?
kid to graduate. I don't have like
So
that
yes.
many
So
children.
yes.
Well, I mean,
of
is this
course.
the start of?
100%. That's what we do. Well, my son, we said, what would you like to do for graduation? And where would you like to go? And he goes, Japan? No. Next on the list. So this was like 5th on the list, Universal Studios Orlando. So
That's funny.
I think my daughter wants to go to Epcot. So
I want to make sure we get to the story before our time's up today. But so, Brian, you teased it a little bit, but what happened was the story headline is a man sets a neighbor's house on fire because they didn't mow his lawn. And that is actually what the story says. It doesn't give much detail other than an Iowa man set his neighbor's house ablaze on Saturday, not because of something they did, but something they didn't do. He was mad because they didn't mow his lawn. He claims that he admitted he's upset because he had asked them to mow his lawn on Saturday and they didn't. By Sunday, they still had not cut his grass. So he went over and asked again, would they please cut his lawn? And they said no. And so he set their house on fire. So there you go.
Typical.
Well, it just says Iowa. It doesn't say where, because I can tell you where. Oh, it's Sioux City. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Sioux City is a weird place. That is a weird. You know what? Don't blame them. You know, when you go into Sioux City, Iowa, because I'm from Iowa, I can tell you people this. When you're driving into Sioux City, you drive in next to there's a pork rendering plant, and it smells terrible. And that's what welcomes you to Sioux City. That's the best it gets. It doesn't get better than that. It's so that guy like burning his neighbor's house. Don't blame him. I'm with him.
Probably smell better.
Yeah. And it says, oh, look at this. He burnt down their house and caused an estimated $3,000 in damage. Burnt down a house. What? $3,000. There you go.
$3,000.
That's your answer of why what Sioux City's like. Anyways. We have a show coming up in Sioux City, guys. Welcome to we're going to be at Riverstone Canyon Church on December 38th.
Listen,
December 38th. I just love the idea that, hey, can you take out my trash? No. I asked you to take out my trash. No. Okay, say goodbye to everything you own.
yeah, exactly.
Imagine you couldn't do that here in Arizona. You go to Scottsdale and you get upset. If you were to kick a house in Scottsdale, that would be like $100,000 in damage. Everything's too expensive out here. That's insane. I mean,
well, also, you can't set your neighbor's lawn on fire in Arizona because there's no lawn.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Here's another interesting thing that came up this week. A man sold a sculpture for $18,000. He's an artist. He sold it for $18,000. The sculpture was invisible. You can't see it or feel it. He claims he sculpted this. It's his form of art, and it sold for $18,000 at an auction.
What do you mean it's invisible? How invisible?
Completely. It doesn't exist. He simply said that he went through the motions of sculpting this non-existing thing,
guys,
and sold it for $18,000.
Guys, I stole it.
Actually, are you Victor?
I stole it. This statue here? I've had it for a long time. What are you talking about? It's crazy.
Is that international art heist Brian Kohatsu?
yes. It's right next to my other invisible sculpture. Yeah.
Honestly, hearing that, Mike, it makes me sick to my stomach, and it shows me that we are not working hard enough to make money, or we're working too hard. We're working too hard, and we should be making $18,000 today.
Right.
You know, the worst part of it is, and this is true. The worst part of that is $18,000 for an invisible sculpture, and I have these little cherubs I've made, and no one will buy them even for 20.
Yeah. Well, if you turn that into an NFT, we could probably sell it for something there, Brian.
Yeah. There you go. By the way, this sculpture takes up 4x9 by 4 by 9 feet.
No,
Oh.
stop it.
I'm not kidding. This is all true. And according to the engineering department, that is despite the fact that it isn't even there. But to display it, you need about 5 feet by 5 foot square to display this non-existent thing.
You know that they boxed it up and put it on a truck.
He probably
No, they-
used packing peanuts and everything.
Man,
Like, who bought it? Who bought it?
Indiana Jones, because he was like, this belongs in a museum. And then he put it with the Ark of the Covenant in that big giant word. Never mind. Okay.
Guys, I know I made a joke about stealing it, but I say we steal it. I
Yeah.
say we go, we fly there and we steal it, and we're heroes.
This is
I
going to
ha-
be sequel
yeah.
number 2. This is going to be Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Number 3, but it's going to be called Now You Don't See Me. Also, You Don't See Me.
See me.
Wait, if we were to steal it, but it's invisible, do you think like that's probably not breaking a commandment of thou shalt not steal, right? It's like a
Correct.
technicality. Like we're gonna steal it. We should fly there. We should break in at nighttime,
Mhm.
pick it up together. It'll take all 4 of us to do it. Then we're gonna have to take it back to our place, and then one day when we die and we stand before God, God will be like, "Listen, everything checks out except there was this invisible." You know what I'm talking about, Chris. You stole it. I'm like, but it wasn't real. They're like, it was real.
It was real. Actually, that's the good point. On
You know-
on the thing, he says that we don't give God a shape, and that is how he defined the sculptures, that we don't give God a shape, a physical shape. So, what if I don't know. Now we're getting to theology and art. Are we? What
I'm
are we?
gonna-
Leonardo DiCaprio? What are we?
Let me just add something to this and think about what I'm about to say.
Right.
When we steal it, we make an exact duplicate and replace it.
Okay, that's smart.
Oh, that's
An
brilliant.
exact duplicate.
But how do you know it's going to weigh the same? Because that's what triggers the mechanism.
We'll figure it out when we get there, Mike. You're either on board or you're not, Mike. We need a yes or a no right now.
So apparently this isn't the first sculpture this guy's done like this. There's another one. Here it is. I'm not kidding. That's the real deal.
How hard does he work on it?
I don't think very. I think it's mostly marketing.
He sits back in a chair.
That picture I just showed you with the empty spot is called Buddha in Contemplation. And it's
Stop
in
it.
Milan's Piazza della Scala.
This guy is the smartest man I know, and it makes me angry. Makes me angry. The fact that it works is so terrible.
$18,000. He was probably talked down from 20.
That's what hurts me the most. That someone negotiated that.
No, he expected to sell it for between $7,300 and $11,000, but the final sell actually came in higher.
Bidding war. I like it. It was a bidding war.
Who are the 2 people that are like, no, I want it?
It doesn't reveal who purchased these things.
Honestly, you know what this sounds like?
It was Elon Musk and Bill Gates.
No, this sounds like people that needed to get rid of money fast. So that's probably what it is.
You know, is that a write-off legitimately
Probably is.
for art?
Yeah, for art. Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
bet you. They're like, we got to figure out, our money is looking weird. We got to get rid of $18,000. There's this guy, Invisible Art. Let's do it. Let's just do it.
So here's another one. Dracula's Castle,
I'm
Bran
excited.
Castle. It's in Romania. It's widely known to be called the castle that the Dracula stories were based on. Is hurting from lack of tourism. So to counter that, they have opened up the castle as a vaccine center for COVID. So they're puncturing people coming in.
That's great.
The worst part is that they're actually using wooden stakes and they're driving it into their hearts, and that going
Not
a little bit
everybody
too far.
survives.
They're going there. That's the problem, is that they're like, we're curing COVID, and you're like, are you? But then here's the thing, is that when someone dies, and they actually say that COVID-19 killed them. So that's the comorbidity. It was COVID. I mean, the main one was the stake through the heart, but comorbidity.
There was a doctor there named Dr. Dracula. He came kind of down the line.
Dr.
He's like,
Dracula.
yeah, And so he's like, all right, it's time for your shot. And then they're like, what? What are you doing with your teeth? No, we put it through our teeth now. That's what we do. Ho, ho, ho.
You look like the game show host from the Muppets when you did that.
I come to vaccinate.
How many people can I suck their blood? One, 2, 300. That was fun. That was a fun voice.
That was a good bit, guys. Good
Speaking
job.
Speaking of overpaying, the Friends cast for their reunion show each made at least, they're not giving out the actual numbers, but each of them made in other words, the one that made the least amount of money made $2.5 million for that one reunion thing. I watched only bits of it
because they've been very good about getting equal pay.
Because Joey's going to make the least amount. He was the least important character in that show.
No, they worked really hard when they were on the show to make sure that they all got equal pay, like Brian was just saying. So I would be surprised, although they hadn't, I don't know. I would be surprised to know that somebody got less or significantly less than somebody else. So,
now, I don't know if you guys recall this at the time, but I remember when the show was on and, they people would always say like, gosh, that show could really go without Ross. I heard people say that several times, that Ross wasn't their favorite character, but yet he was the one, like, watching that reunion. The show was kind of built around him. He was the first one picked, and I found that rather interesting.
Could it be any more interesting?
Well, you know what? I then have a very unpopular opinion, which is that Ross is actually my favorite character. I just think he's funny. I'm not
saying I agreed with that scenario, but
yeah.
I like Ross.
I've always thought he's funny. Chandler's my favorite character, but I think Ross is the funniest because he's just so ridiculous.
Well, Jennifer Aniston was my favorite character because she was pretty, but I will say that I disagree with you entirely, Chris. Every time I didn't see that show a lot, but every time that Ross character was on, I just thought, ugh. So I have no respect for your opinion.
Here's my opinion that nobody will agree with is that I think that they needed a Joey or a Phoebe. They didn't need both of them.
I agree with that. I've never understood Phoebe's character.
Well,
I understood her, but
I think Phoebe's character had more sense than Joey. Joey was just a dumb guy.
I don't think Phoebe would have hung out with people like that. I think she would have been more with people like the way she was. She was different.
Yeah. Now here's an even more unpopular opinion.
She's autistic. Is that what you're trying to say?
Eccentric, not autistic.
Eccentric. That was the word I was looking for. Sorry.
After Friends ended, they did a spinoff of Joey.
Yeah.
And I was one of the 5 people that actually loved that show. I thought it was so good. But they had to make him smart. So he changed. He couldn't be the dumb guy, so they added a dumb character in there, and he became still dumb but less dumb. And so it was a very different show. But my unpopular opinion is I love that. I actually loved Joey.
What they should have done, because like you said, you make Joey into a show, you got to make him smart so he's not the dumb one. So you add him to another show. They should have put him on like Frasier. Like, Joey, what are you doing? It's just like, hey, Dr. Crane. And then we would have loved it all over again.
That's actually true. We would have.
Did you guys ever watch the television shows called Episodes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was. That was a really fun show to watch.
Well,
I was just gonna say that Matt LeBlanc. I mean, it's funny. No film career really. He did that Ed movie with the monkey and baseball, and then he did Lost in Space, which I just read recently that Matthew Perry was originally who they wanted for Don West, and then he didn't take it, so LeBlanc did. I can't even see Matthew Perry in Lost in Space at all.
I feel like you're just glossing right over Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
True. He was in that?
Yeah, he was Lisa Liu, sorry.
No.
Boyfriend.
Oh, I thought you were saying that he was her. Remember you remember
it was like that Eddie Murphy dual role thing. He was very good.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Well,
okay, guys.
It was Drew Barrymore. It was real good.
I want to vocalize one last thing about Friends. Okay. Yeah. I watched the reunion. I loved Friends, grew up with it. I think, and I will die on this hill. I think that the people who made Friends and then NBC missed out on actually the most profitable spinoff that could have ever happened. It's not one of any of the main characters. What they should have done was did a whole spinoff show based on, are you ready? Gunther. Nobody knows anything about him. He's weird. We're in it enough to enjoy him. It's like how Frasier was kind of a side character on Cheers, and then he had his own show. That's what they should have done. They shouldn't have taken any of the main characters. They should have went, let's go with Gunther and his obsessive stalker mentality of how he's just trying to find a wife way above his grade, way above his like legendary legacy, whatever. And let's find somebody for Gunther. And then the show would be called Gunther. And
he
I
was
would love
that albino barista guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, oh, baby, I hear the coffee perking. I love that Rachel Green. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we can't delay anymore. It is now time for
Reverse trivia.
Wow, that was epic.
That was really good.
Where'd you get the budget for that?
I saved up a few pennies. All right, so as always, I'm going to send you guys the question. It's a 2-part question, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are going to answer it. So turn off your names. Brian, can you do that? Brian's muted. Is everybody muted?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
No,
It's just me.
I'm muted.
Me.
All right, so I'm going to post the question. You guys are going to answer it, and our viewers are going to chime in what they think the question is based on the answers you guys are giving. Here's the question.
Okay.
There it is. So you guys are going to read that question, answer it, and then when we're all ready, we're going to post the answers up on our board here, and then our active listeners listening live right now are going to tell us what they think the question might have been. So I will just play some, I don't know, like Jeopardy music. Do, 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 do. That's not right. All right, you all ready, guys?
Oh, not yet.
Chris
Oops.
is working frantically there.
I put mine in the wrong spot.
Oh,
I'm an idiot.
You ready?
Sorry, folks. No.
Oh,
Hold
Brian's
on.
having to retype his.
Hold
now.
on. I put it.
He
in
accidentally
the
texted his answer to somebody.
wrong- I did.
If you check Brian's Facebook status right now, it's the answer to the question.
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. All
So here
answers
are the answers to our mystery question.
in?
Okay.
All right. And reveal.
So Josh's answer is 1969, Woodstock.
mhm.
Brian is 1972, Loose Pants Ball. Chris says 2019, we want to see OJ play.
That's right.
All right. So one of our listeners has chimed in and said they think it is when were croissants invented and by who?
Oh, okay.
And somebody else says, when was Mike born and what was his real name? Loose Pants Ball was my real name.
Yeah.
I was born prior to
Honest-
1972.
1972 is a great thing to do. Like, hey, you guys want to go? I'm going to go trip at this party. Everyone's
Yeah.
tripping, man. Oh, we're tripping.
All right, so, before I reveal the actual answer, anybody else want to comment on each other's answer? Well, I guess you can't really do that because you already know what it is.
Did you say what Chris's was, by the way?
It's 2019. We want to see OJ play.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Because Chris has an errand.
So let me see here. I'm going to. I don't know if this will actually pop up here. I can't remember how we did this here before. Hold on a second. Here we go. There we go. The actual question was, when was flag football invented and what was it originally called?
Huh.
Huh.
Oh.
There you go. Well, that's the question. Judge, you said 1969. It was originally called Woodstock.
It was that they're like, hey guys, we're going to have this big event. Come on out. We're going to be like hanging out in the field.
If anybody happens to have any clothing on, tear it off of them.
Yeah.
and run around. Yep. and loose pants pull. I love
Yeah.
that. Because they used to take your belt before they take the flag.
Yeah.
It was a really weird game. They kind of stopped you, and then they had like unbuckle it, and it was a really
So
Guys,
was
it's 1972. It's a different time.
the official answer is that they don't know exactly the first time any version of it was played at all, but it kind of got formalized in the early 40s, and it was called touch and tail. Touch and tail, Tail.
Oh, okay. I thought
And
it was
it was-
touch and tell.
okay, I thought-
T-E-L-L,
And it
and
was played on
under the
military
different
bases during World
very
War II.
different.
I was under the assumption this was a family show. I am a little upset.
Tiger's tail.
So sorry. We are so sorry for Mike's behavior, people. I don't know how to. Chris is back.
That was the quickest bathroom trip we've experienced on this show.
Chris was over playing touch and tail, and then he's back.
We need to seriously consider commercial breaks on this show.
My.
So flag football was originally called touch and tail, and it was invented in the 40s.
That's
That's when
amazing.
it became formalized anyway as a sport on military bases, U.S. military bases.
Interesting.
There's your answer. And was that a fun round of reverse trivia or what?
That was a good
That was
round.
fun.
That was good.
This
Like-
round of reverse trivia was brought to you by shirts. Shirts not available.
Hey, hello. I'm a lady. I have a shirt.
Watch me go from left to right.
Okay.
That's the one
Right.
shirt we have available. We
Yeah.
still haven't sold it.
I love that our model does that. It's like, how many people are like, I'm sort of convinced, but if she moved to the left, I might be more convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
We
like
do-
the angle.
We do have another shirt though that's available.
Super shirt.
Actually, speaking of shirts, I have a brand new shirt that's about to come out. And it's I don't know how to share it with you guys. So never mind. We'll put it up on the website probably. Anyways, it's a very fun shirt, and I'm not sure if people like it or not. I put a lot of work into it. You know when you put a lot of work into something and then nobody likes it, and
Way to sell it, Josh.
It's this shirt right here. I put a lot of work into it.
I have something for sale. I don't think you want.
I don't think you want it.
Josh,
Hey,
you-
hey, you guys like raccoons? Huh?
Lest
Fun,
you
yeah.
think that trivia was completely random, this is National Flag Football Week, you guys.
Oh.
National
Sweet.
Flag Football Week.
Yeah. Interesting.
Do you guys play flag football when you grown up or ever?
I played. Yeah, I think it was 5th grade. I played professionally. Played in a league. Then I got all political and stuff, so I stopped playing.
We used to play two-hand touch football when I was a kid, just out in the field. But it was always tackle. It was supposed to be two-hand touch, but it was always being
Yeah.
tackle.
But it was always
So
the
we-
one weird kid who's like, "It's 2-hand touch below the waist." All right, creep.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna try.
We played flag football for Copper Hills Church. They would do that every year. I think I don't remember what time. Maybe it was the day before the Super Bowl. I can't remember, but it seemed like once a year we'd play flag football, and inevitably somebody would get hurt.
All right, here, I'm sharing this with you guys because I think I figured it out. So this is my brand new shirt that's coming out. I have a joke how I think that zucchini sounds like a swimsuit that zoo animals wear. Okay, that's essentially the joke. Okay, that's right. Stupid.
nice.
Okay.
I put a lot of work into that. You guys have no idea how much work has gone into this.
That's perfect. I love it.
Yeah,
Zucchini.
Zucchini. I get it.
yeah, you get it. Anyway, so
I think you should spell it ZOO Keeney.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
that's
about that, but then
Then you didn't.
but then
And
I
you've
didn't.
already bought 300 shirts. So-
Actually, I haven't ordered them yet. If you want to pre-order them, you can. If you guys want me to do zucchini, I can.
Josh, how many times have I told you to run these things by Mike?
I should. I have plenty of time. I haven't ordered. I have them. I am about to order them, but I am about to order a lot of them for something that's coming up. And
oh, That was a good catch there, sir.
Yeah.
If you've been watching our show, you know we've been mentioning that we have exciting things coming up, and we're still not going to say anything. But that's why he's getting that's exactly why he's getting zucchini. Josh, I'll tell you this right now. If you can make me one that's the ZOO, I will wear it on one of our upcoming occasions.
Really?
Oh, okay. That is done. I will, I'll make a deal. I'll get everyone will have one in their size. Everyone in this in our stream right now will have one. And I have a couple of shirts that are getting made because I have a joke about how my dog is a PTSD dog, and so we have a shirt.
What are the odds of you actually getting us actual zucchini bikinis?
That's I swear that's the next step. Not even joking. We're gonna see how things go. But I don't. Here's the problem: is that I don't feel like I'm the right person to have a swimsuit collection. If that makes sense.
Which makes it all right. It makes it all the more better.
Yeah. I don't think that anyone should be buying a swimsuit designed or made by or even looked at by me. Honestly, I shouldn't be the one.
If it's a catalog full of you wearing it.
Yeah. If I'm wearing it, well, I mean, to be fair, I might be one of these animals. I'm not going to say which one I am.
So tough.
I'm going for giraffe.
Zebra.
Yeah, that's the one.
I want to explain something. So when I went to the restroom, my computer was about to die, so I had to plug it to the wall, and it's a very short charger and a close wall. So I'm leaning against the wall, and I look like I'm posing for my senior pictures. So,
can you put your fist under your chin?
Yeah,
there you go.
Can you hold a guitar that you actually never played?
Of course.
Do you have a rose next to you or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Are there any railroad tracks we can go by?
Yeah.
We want this to feel like Stand By Me.
Absolutely. Here we go. This is railroad tracks.
That would be great. A Stand By Me themed graduation where you actually see the dead body of the child they went to go hunt down.
Right. That would be great.
I've got a couple more things to mention before we get done here. One is it is National Egg Day, just in case anybody was still curious about that.
Sweet.
Also, it is National Repeat Day.
Wait, what day is it?
That's right, National Repeat Day.
Huh.
Yeah, I looked it up, and it is a real thing. It's observed on June 3rd every year, and it really has nothing else about it other than it's a good chance to do something twice.
I forgot it was June 3rd. Happy birthday, Keith Sawyer, one of my all-time favorite best friends from third grade, and a crazy picture of us from third grade, and the same picture taken again a few years later. I'll try to find it. It's hilarious.
Nice. I'm excited about this one. Our friend Christian Weber should celebrate this one. It's National Accordion Awareness Month.
It is. I actually was looking up trivia on the Who's "Mama's Got a Squeeze Box." If you remember that song, it was about an accordion. But it was
that's.
As I was reading more about it, I thought this isn't appropriate to put on.
That's that song "Mama's Got a Squeeze Box." Where she's always playing she was playing polka late at night. I'm talking about. Dad can't sleep at night because of the loud music.
So, other than that, hey guys, we are going to be at Stir Crazy. All four of us will be at Stir Crazy on June 20th for Father's Day. So come out and check that out. You can go to stircrazy.com for tickets. And actually, you can go to themorninglaugh.com and get details on that as well. So do that.
And then
everybody.
other individual gigs coming up, boys, that you have. I will be at Stir Crazy the first week of July with I forgot the guy's name already. But anyways, it's going to be exciting.
I don't have anything. I mean, I have a couple private gigs coming up, but not a whole lot. Just if someone has ideas for summertime with kids, especially where the person in charge is morbidly obese and very lazy, I would love to hear your ideas. Send those out.
Okay.
And I also would like to hear anybody's ideas. If you have ideas that could make $1 million and would not mind giving up the rights to your ideas, if you could just email them over to wantingtobeonsharktank@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Give me all of them.
Invisible pencil.
There we go. I'll take it.
Oh. All right, go ahead. Oh, there we go.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us once again, and we will see you next week on Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Arizona time. It varies everywhere else because you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
So it's always 6 o'clock our time. Adios.
Okay. Good morning.